Good morning, everyone. Today is day 23 of the No Sugar Challenge, and today I'm going to be telling you my thoughts for the past few days. And this week was especially tough because it's the holiday season and it's the end of the quarter. So I'm a PhD student. And at the end of the quarter, we have so many different department parties. So I'm in the biomedical engineering department and we had 3 holiday functions that we went to. I am the president of our graduate association. So obviously I play a huge role in planning these parties and I have to be at all of them. I really have a good time at all of them, but it was definitely extra challenging being in front of all of this sugary food and not being able to have any. Anyway, let's get straight into it. So the first department holiday party, I didn't even realize that before I started this no sugar challenge. I had actually signed up to bake something for this science themed baking challenge. Okay? And I completely forgot that I had signed up to bake until a couple of days before the event. And by this point, I had been doing the no sugar, and I was like, oh my God, what am I going to make? Am I going to make a no sugar dessert? But my ego got the best of me. I really wanted to win. So I decided to make these cake pops. And the idea was we would make like a cake pop chemistry kit. So if you've ever like done chemistry class, you might have seen these like chemistry molecule kits where you can like connect little balls together because they represent different atoms to make different molecules. And I wanted to make those as cake pops. So I did it. And let me tell you, making the cake pops was fun and all, and I love cake pops. Like that's like I used to get them every time I went to Starbucks, I would always get a cake pop. So this is a huge like weakness for me, cake pops. But I stayed strong. I did not have a single bite. I didn't even lick the bowl. I love licking the bowl when I was making the cake pops. And it took so much discipline for me to do that. And I was honestly really proud of myself after not having any of the cake pops. And it was really cool seeing the different desserts that everyone else made. I ended up winning third place, which is pretty good. And so what's really funny is that the prize for winning third place was a giant bag of chocolate that I couldn't even eat. So I ended up just giving that out to people in the center that I work at. Anyway, that was the first no sugar incident that happened in this past week. The next thing that I noticed though is this is like my third week of doing no sugar. I noticed that my skin started to break out a little bit. In the first 2 weeks, I noticed my skin started to clear up. Still recovering from sickness, and noticed that my skin started to break out a little bit, and I was a little bit concerned of that. And I think that might be due to that first holiday party because that holiday party, although there were a lot of sugary foods there, and the food that they catered was Panda Express, and I love orange chicken, but I didn't have any of it. They were a lot of 0 calorie drinks, and I did have a couple of sparkling waters and a Diet Coke. And I do know those things can lead to breaking out, so I think that might have played a role in me breaking out a little bit around the beginning of last week. And after the party, I think I got something. I think I got sick from someone at the holiday party. And being sick and doing no sugar is a whole nother beast in and of itself. Because one, a lot of cough drops have sugar in them. And I was coughing so much. I think I found a brand Ricola that doesn't actually have sugar in their cough drops. If they do, then I'm screwed because I've been eating a lot of those cough drops because it's been really helping me. The berry medley flavor, that flavor, you cannot go wrong with it. It's incredible. And thankfully I had a decently fast recovery, but I'm still having like some residual like phlegm, you know? But during this 2 days of sickness, I actually didn't stay on my regular bulking diet plan because I was like, quite frankly, I was just in bed all day. I did not have the energy to get up. And pretty much all I had was, those cuties, the little mini tangerines. I just had like packs and packs and packs of those. And honestly, that made me feel really better. And there's no added sugars because they're just fruits. So we are still solid. But after I got better from the sickness, this past weekend I actually traveled to New York to go visit my girlfriend. And let me tell you, traveling while doing no sugar, if you thought being sick and on no sugar was tough, being traveling and being on no sugar is a whole nother thing. Because, well, first let's go chronological order, okay? So first, when I travel, I actually previously had this habit, and this wasn't a great habit, but in the airport, at the John Wayne Airport in Santa Ana, there's a McDonald's is like one of the few options that is open like after hours. So I would always get myself a McDonald's dinner. And I hadn't eaten dinner before going on my flight, and it was a red eye, so I wouldn't have eaten like all throughout the morning. And I was going to McDonald's and I actually looked up the menu, and turns out there are zero items, there's zero food items that have zero sugar. Even like the snack wraps that look healthy at McDonald's, they also have added sugars. So I actually ended up not getting anything from McDonald's. The only thing you can get at McDonald's that's zero sugar is Diet Coke. So like what's even the point? So I didn't get anything. I ended up just having a protein bar. Um, and while I was traveling, I had to eat out pretty much every meal. So it was actually quite difficult for me to tell what has added sugar while eating out, but I limited myself to mainly two restaurants, Chipotle and Coco Chibana. So Chipotle is Chipotle. Like that's like what? It's like the healthiest fast food you can get. If that has added sugar, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. But Coco Chibana is this Japanese curry place. I'm pretty sure that doesn't have added sugars in it. So I think we're good. Um, but there was a couple times when we went out during my trip that I wasn't actually sure if I was having sugars or not. So I tried to be careful. Like I didn't eat anything that had obviously sugars, but pretty much stuck to salads. And I think there was one meal where I had tacos, and I think the um the tortillas on the tacos might have had added sugars because I noticed they tasted especially sweet. So that's another benefit of doing no added sugars. Actually, everything starts tasting kind of sweet, especially like carbs, like rice and things like that start tasting really sweet, which is quite pleasant actually, and I really like it. And fruits also taste incredible. Yeah. Another thing is, while I was traveling, we were visiting one like a family friend, and unfortunately, this was not someone I was very close to, so I didn't actually tell her that I was doing no sugar. So just out of respect, I actually had to have some chai, and she made like some breakfast for us, and I'm pretty sure that that had added sugars because it was on white bread, uh, and I think white bread does have added sugars, and there was like a spoon of like bellam, which is like a Indian sugar. I don't know if that counts as no added sugar, but I'm gonna count it in the chai. So it's okay. Like honestly, there's nothing I can do in that case, and like I don't want to be disrespectful for to people for the sake of the no sugar challenge. So we'll just take the L and move on. The one time I did intentionally have sugar just to see what it would be like during this no sugar challenge was during my girlfriend's birthday. We instead of getting a cake, actually we instead we got this tiny little like chocolate pastry, and I took a couple bites of that. And what was really interesting is I typically love these pastries. Like if you go to a place like 85 degrees, they have these little like cakes and tarts and things like that. And we got like a chocolate tart. And I noticed that it didn't taste good anymore. Like this was something that I would have loved a couple months ago. But I tried it and I didn't even really enjoy it. So I didn't even eat. I just had a couple bites and that was it, just to feel included. Because like I don't want to like spoil other people's moods because I'm doing the no sugar challenge. But that's what's really interesting is like around 20 days in to no sugar is like things like chocolate tarts and stuff stop tasting as good. So maybe it's that maybe our gut is used to eating so much sugar, and maybe our taste buds are used to eating so much sugar that maybe these things don't actually taste that good, and they only taste good because we've been conditioned to think that they taste good. Some food for thought. The final little slip up that I had during this week of traveling was we were making some dinner, okay? And we were very intentional to try to find no sugar ingredients for everything, and we were making a sushi bake, and nothing had sugar in it. However, I didn't even realize this until after the fact, but turns out the crab legs that we use had just like 1 gram of added sugar. So I'm like, it's fine, you can't do anything about it. But you know, this just goes to show how actually difficult it is to do no added sugars, especially when you're traveling and during the holidays. Anyway, so that was my traveling story. But overall, I've been pretty consistent. It's actually becoming easier and easier to stay no sugar, especially when I'm at home. When I'm at home, I pretty much only eat the meals that I prepare. So it's been great. There have been a few like holiday functions, like I mentioned, there were 3 functions. So I told you about the first one, but for the second 2, I actually just didn't eat any food. And if people ask me, I would just grab a plate and fill it up with fruits. And nobody said anything, so it was totally fine. Actually, what really helped was literally the day I flew back from New York, I went straight to the holiday function. And actually, what really helped me was I didn't even look at the food. Like there was a food line and then there was like a sides and salad line. So I actually just did not, I skipped the food line and I went straight to the sides and salads and I just had the fruits and it was totally fine. Um, the next holiday function, which was literally last night, it was Friday night. And again, I just didn't eat. I just started eating my food before going to the functions, and it's totally fine. It's been great, and I don't feel tempted because I'm quite full after eating. I don't feel tempted by all of these sugary desserts and stuff. And actually, what I've noticed is because a lot of people are drinking at these events, and there's a lot of sugary drinks out there, right? Um, I actually started packing my own drinks and snacks for these functions. And it's a little funny when someone catches you doing it, but I actually carry like a fanny pack, like one of these with me. And I carry a sparkling water, so that's 0 calories, zero sugar. And I carry like a couple RX bars. So just in case I do get hungry at a function or I get thirsty or I want to feel included, I just, open up my bag. I have my own food and drinks. So just bringing my own food and drink to the functions has been really helpful. Anyway, so that's day 23 of doing no sugar. I think we can do this for indefinitely, honestly, but I think I'm going to do it for 3 months to really document my progress. And honestly, it's becoming easier. It was tough this week because of the holidays and traveling, but if I can do it during this time of the year, honestly, I anticipate the next few months will only be easier, especially because, there will be less functions, there will be less traveling, so I have I'll have a more rigid schedule that I can follow. Anyway, those are my updates. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.